Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing, and I don't know how long. Food, he take care of everything.
This wasn't some random mess. This looked planned from day one. People are saying this whole thing was a setup by Papoose and Remy from the jump, and the real target was always Claressa Shields' money. And if you look at how everything played out, they got exactly what they wanted. Suddenly it makes sense why that marriage never fell apart. Claressa stayed defending Papoose non-stop, always saying he was the first man who ever treated her right. But what Claressa didn't see coming was the real reason he stayed so close to her. Word is, the loyalty wasn't love, it was paid for. Straight up. Some say it was pity, others say it was strategy. But either way, money was involved. And Remy Ma already slipped up once, hinting that Claressa was Papoose's latest come-up. And she felt comfortable saying it because, in her words, nobody's gonna believe her anyway.
You're a user, and you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it and would listen or even care, because anytime somebody's gonna say like, yeah, they told me what the situation was and I accepted it.
Now those words don't sound so wild anymore. New details are popping up suggesting Papoose may have been dipping into Claressa's funds to clean up his own financial mess, allegedly clearing debts, moving money around, and not slowing down until there's nothing left to take. If true, that's not love. That's a hustle hiding in plain sight.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just brought him his food in the back because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs. Just brought him his food. And y'all talking shit, but guess what? Ain't nobody gonna ever make me stop talking about my man. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. You're not gonna do it. Whenever I feel like saying Papoose's name, I'm gonna say his name. Clark it.
Ever since the image of Remy and Papoose flipped from black love to straight black poison, Claressa's name got dragged right into the chaos. She got labeled as the woman Papoose was always around, and from that moment on, her name stayed tied to non-stop drama. Anytime she pops up in headlines, it's rarely about boxing. It's about Papoose, arguments online, or her going off defending a relationship that keeps blowing up. And that's wild, because people forget who Claressa really is. She's not just some headline. She's one of the greatest female boxers ever, period. A world champion, a two-time Olympic gold medalist, the only boxer, man or woman, to become undisputed in 4 weight classes and hold titles across 5 divisions. Her legacy is solid, even if her personal life stays messy. Claressa even had a whole movie made about her called Fire Inside, with Destiny Ryan playing her. That alone should have had her name ringing different. But nobody even talks about that anymore, because every time her name trends, it's tied to drama behind her man. Whether she sees it or not, she was in a powerful position, and Papoose absolutely knew it. And once he realized that, he didn't hesitate to slide right in and benefit. Claressa got Papoose performing in arenas and packed stadiums that he never touched on his own. Even when he was with Remy Ma, he never moved like this. And let's be real, we haven't seen this much Papoose visibility in over 10 years. His pen game has always been respected, no debate there. But commercially, without Claressa Shields, his leverage was low and his spotlight was fading fast. Now suddenly he's everywhere, not just as her man either. Claressa reportedly has him traveling with her as her manager and even calling himself a boxing promoter. They talk like they're a power duo, saying they create opportunities and build money together. One of those so-called opportunities Claressa credits to Papoose is an $8 million multi-fight partnership with Salita Promotions.
Transition to the executive suite as a creative director of the record company, helped broker the deal that secures Shields' spot as one of the highest paid female boxers in the business.
As a fan, watching Claressa from the outside, I never seen someone who was more deserving.
On top of that, there's Win Records, a whole record label mixed into the situation. Claressa signed that deal back in November and even held a press conference hyping it up as something brand new and groundbreaking. She pushed the idea that it was the first deal of its kind. But here's where things get tricky. Because Win Records isn't a real boxing promotion company in the traditional sense. It's more of a music management label trying to step into boxing territory, and that alone raises serious questions about who's really benefiting and how these deals are being structured. Papoose isn't just signed to Win Records. He's the main artist and the head of their hip-hop division. And Claressa Shields, she's the very first athlete they've ever signed. That alone should have raised eyebrows. A management label like this controls everything. Your appearances, your branding, your endorsements, and even your future moves. If Claressa ever decided she wanted to rap, they'd be right there steering that too. Now here's where the money starts shrinking fast. A management team usually takes anywhere from 10 to 20% off the top. Then you've got Salida Promotions stepping in next. That's a real boxing promotion company, and they're also taking their cut. They're the ones securing Claressa's fights, handling events, managing logistics, and selling broadcast rights to big platforms like Netflix and ESPN. Salita isn't managing her personal life, but when it comes to her boxing career, they control the whole rollout. The hype, the promotion, the matchmaking, all of it. And for doing that, they take another slice of whatever Claressa earns. So now you've got multiple hands in the pot, all lining up for a piece of her bag. And once everybody takes their share, what's left? Not much. Claressa is the one putting her body on the line. She's the one taking punches, risking injury, breaking her back and jaw literally, all to make the money everyone else is collecting.
Impossible, y'all. I'm gonna say it. It wouldn't have been possible without Papoose. Papoose and Win, yes. Papoose and Win Records have been working together for about 3-4 years now. And since I've met Ruben, he has been just so nice and so open. And the last fight when we had so much success at LCA where we sold out 16,000 fans, that was because myself, Papoose, Win Records, and Salida Promotions all worked together collectively to make that work. So I'm so grateful to them and so grateful that I have a team who understands that, who understands my value and who want to see me win, and we're going to continue to work together and make this big, so congrats.
What this looks like is one of those infamous 360-style deals artists used to warn about in the music industry. You do all the work, everybody else eats first, and you're left wondering how the numbers don't add up. So why would the most dominant female boxer of this generation sign a deal like this with a struggling rapper's label? Word is, Claressa only signed because Papoose was directly involved. She even said it herself during the press conference, admitting the deal wouldn't have happened without Papo's involvement. And that right there explains everything. Right now, Claressa is the only real star carrying Win Records on her shoulders. That means the whole label is basically running off her grind. And don't get it twisted, Papoose isn't just standing on the sidelines. He's reportedly collecting a commission just for bringing her in, on top of being involved in everything else she does. Any gig Claressa lands, any move she makes, Papoose is lined up to get a cut. And here's where the street talk gets heavy. People are saying the money coming from Claressa is what Papoose is using to fund his lifestyle and clean up old financial problems. Reports floating around claim he hasn't paid taxes in over a decade and allegedly owes the IRS more than $300,000. On top of that, Remy Ma is also said to owe over $600,000. Together, that's more than $1 million hanging over their heads. Remy Ma already took shots at Claressa, calling her Papoose's come up, acting like she was above the situation. But here's what makes the whole thing look extra shaky. They're still legally married. Papoose filed for divorce, but it hasn't been finalized. And word is, Remy may have taken the divorce off the table completely.
And we saw that he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what does it say?
I want to say it says...
That's the $180,000. top name of who? Taxpayer? Willie Mack, but he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called a tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just Papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a Tinder swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show.
Meanwhile, they go at each other online, loud in public, just enough to sell the illusion.
A store the other day, and she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being just a tad bit off.
Now people are putting 2 and 2 together. A lot of folks believe there's no way Remy Ma and Papoose aren't still working some kind of angle together. No matter how it ends, they both win. Even if Papoose walks away from Claressa tomorrow, he's still locked into her money trail. If she boxes, he eats. If she signs deals, he eats. If she ever decides to rap, he eats from that too. He's pulling money from every direction, stacking it to clear his own debts and possibly Remy's as well.
I feel like Claressa has been taken advantage of her whole life, okay? And I want to say this because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Claressa being taken advantage of, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Claressa after Remy has already warned us that, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money.
And since they're still married on paper,
it was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Claressa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, she probably got some early stage, some issues going on, being knocked around, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff, and you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her too.
That financial connection isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Right now, the internet is begging Claressa to wake up. People are hoping she realizes that both Remy Ma and Papoose benefit way too much from being connected to her. Because if she doesn't see it now, she might wake up one day and realize there's nothing left for her at all. And yes, this isn't guesswork. This is researched, layered, and thought through. I did my homework 1,000%. And the verdict people are landing on is loud and clear. Folks believe she's getting played at lightning speed like a New York minute. From the outside looking in, it feels like Papoose is taking advantage of her loyalty and emotions. And that part is hard to watch. Claressa comes off as deeply insecure when it comes to love, overly attached to someone who doesn't seem to give that same energy back. That said, this isn't about tearing her down. I genuinely want Claressa to find herself, find peace, and find real romantic love. She's been through a lot in life, and Papoose isn't the first complicated chapter she's faced. Hopefully, he doesn't end up being the one who breaks her heart either. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think is really going on here? Is Claressa being played, or are people reaching? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's been following this story. I'll catch you in the next one.